This man lost $20 billion in
$20 billion.
2 days.
When do you cash out at least $1 billion?
One of the most spectacular failures in modern financial history.
The lesson for this video is, what is your number? Hwang is anything but a larger than life figure one might expect.
What is your exit strategy? Bill Hwang.
Let's dive into the Bill
let's
Hwang
educate
story.
the people who don't know. Because
Yeah.
I didn't know about this till you brought it to me. So the fast rise and even faster fall of a trader who bet big with borrowed money. Before he lost it all 20 billion, Bill Hwang was the greatest trader you'd never heard of. Starting in 2013, he parlayed more than 200 million left over from the shuttered hedge fund into a mind-boggling fortune by betting on stocks. So stock guy,
Yeah,
right?
stock guy.
Straight up, like Wall Street. He started a company called Archegos Capital Management.
Yep.
Unbeknownst to me, I mean, because we know about Lehman Brothers, Goldman Sachs,
Yeah.
we know about large investment banks, but apparently he had all of them in his palm with these deals he was making. So the sudden implosion of Hwang's Archegos Capital Management in late March, which this is what, 2021? Mm-hmm. And late March is one of the most spectacular failures in modern financial history. No individual has lost so much money. I don't mean to laugh, but it's kind of bizarre, I guess, when you get into it. No individual has lost so much money so quickly. At its peak, Hwang's wealth briefly eclipsed 30 billion. Damn, so it's 30? No, at his peak.
Yeah,
Okay.
like at its peak. So unrealized capital. The
Okay.
question I want to know in all this stuff that we're going to look at is, when the do you cash out?
When do you cash out at least $1 billion?
Like, however this shit goes down, I still got $1 billion. I mean, I would think like that in terms of millions. So billion is, yeah. Hwang was largely unknown outside of a small circle, fellow churchgoers and former hedge fund colleagues, as well as a handful of bankers. I read that to mean he kind of stayed to himself.
Yeah.
And he's laughing earlier because it's like he was in the pulpit talking about how his steps and how he's benefited are all God ordained, but then he basically went to the stock market and put it all on black.
He used pretty much 2008, like all the shit that happened, like all the unregulated tools. This is another version of it. This guy just used leverage, like options and various derivatives, in order to ratchet up how much he could borrow and bet on. The stock market was on a bull run over the past couple of years, right? Like when I got to Google, I think stock per share was like 1,004, and obviously I know that because I was working there, because I care about that stuff.
What year was his run? Or when did he start? Because this is early.
Like over the past couple of years, I think.
Okay.
And so the stock market's been going up until it hasn't.
Right.
Right. So he was betting on his jump going up.
Yeah.
You a genius until you're not.
Right.
Let's read through this.
Who's this pick?
Yeah, who is that guy? Like, who is that guy? Bill!
No, was that his
Bill,
mentor?
what are you doing? I was mentoring you on stuff and you still f***ed it up. Hwang is anything but a larger than life figure one might expect at the center of a financial fiasco. I grew up in a pastor's family. We were poor. I confess to you, I could not live poorly, but I live a few notches below where I could live. It's like, then don't bet. Like,
it's hard to tell him what to do when he was so successful, but it's like hindsight's 2020. It doesn't seem like someone so targeted in their attack would be so careless with a strategy that would allow them to implode like that.
I'm not judging him, right? Because you can't understand it in the moment. The lesson for this video is, what is your number?
Your walkaway number.
When do you get
Not
out?
walkaway, but
yeah. Like,
money that you can put and it's going to grow somewhere and be safe. That's not leveraged. If an institution has the ability to take it because it's leveraged against what you have there, right? Like we were talking about the Robin Hood example. Like, they'll let you borrow what you have in the market.
Yeah, but if you up, you up. But I feel like at like 10 mil, you're not going to get me back to broke. Any other business ventures I do?
Exit strategy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's not involving the first, they're like, K, you worth 10. I'm like, nah, that first 5 is like a 0. I lose all this shit, I f*** up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get sued, this 5 mil.
What we're talking about is exit strategy, and he clearly didn't have one.
He didn't have exit strategy.
That's crazy to run up 20 billion with no exit strategy. Not even $1 million, 2 million, 5, 10.
So that's probably
billion?
the first question.
What is your exit strategy?
But it's a good question.
No one's saying
to ask.
retire when you get to that number, but that number should be a baseline for you to not go back under.
Agreed.
I mean, even people do that on a basic level. Like, I know a lot of people use 10,000 as a mark. You know, if I have less than 10,000 in my account, I feel things aren't going well. I feel poor. Or 1,000 or 500 or 100 or whatever your number is. But there's usually like a point where you're like, but the implosion for this guy, we got to talk about that. It happens so fast. Like, let's say he had a number, but didn't realize that the Viacom sale would take it all. That's bad in itself that you don't have an umbrella. If all the money that you earned is against borrowed money and the borrowed money exceeds the money you actually have, the question becomes, how much were you ever really worth? But credit to the guy who ran it up. Like, I just wish he would have kept $1 billion for himself.
I'm just pulling something random from the article. As Hwang recalled at the reunion, Robertson taught him a key lesson: to live with losses. At one point, Tiger had burned through $2 billion in the wrong way bet against the Japanese yen, and everyone was panicking. Robertson entered the room, according to Hwang, and said, "Guys, calm down. It's only work. We do our best." So
even when he lost $2 billion, he was chill about it. Like,
he was still okay. So his level of risk, like you and I, be like, "Oh my goodness, I'm never gonna get out of this." Yeah. Like he like, I lost $2 billion before. Like
that's another day's work. That's what he said. It's
I'll
only
make
work.
it back. Yo, we gotta look up how much he's worth now. I wonder if he made it back.
So there's a thing that came back. He said they say he owns a house in suburbs in New Jersey. They value the neighborhood at an average cost about $3 million.
We still balling.
But
$3 million.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. Like, this is it a mortgage? Is he leveraged to the in that too? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then they said they can't track any of his tradings or assets or transactions. They said he's got a Hyundai, which is, normal. He's got a regular car, $3 million house, and lives in Jersey.